All right. For me, the term mainstream media evokes a sense of nostalgia to a time when I had trust in our institutions and believed the Fourth Estate was speaking truth to power. I know. Silly. Back in the halcyon days before I was red pilled and knew better, before the internet leveled the playing field and the gatekeepers lost their power. Now I hear it, and all I hear is our president saying, the mainstream media. Some joke. I'm not great at impressions. The term mainstream media traditionally refers to established media outlets, major broadcasters like CNN, MSNBC, Fox News, BBC, NBC, CBS, and ABC. Outlets like the New York Times, the Washington Post, the Wall Street Journal, you know what I'm talking about, NPR, BBC Radio, and other widely syndicated networks. They used to have large reach. I'm not so sure about that anymore. They do have a broad audience, often national and international, and are accessible through multiple platforms like TV, print, and online. Once upon a time, they were thought of as institutions with professional journalistic standards and perceived authority. But for the past couple of decades, mainstream media has objectively been dying. Money problems, layoffs, bloat. They sucked at adapting to the digital world. They were way behind on that. And most importantly, there's been a complete collapse of institutions and with it, trust. It's a shit show. The media has been drowning for a while. We dove into the numbers using Pew Research Center surveys. Americans are abandoning mainstream media in droves. They believe that the media has failed to keep their promises and they've failed their duties. Gallup's first trust in media poll in 1972 found 68% of Americans trusted the media. And today it's 30%. That's insane. And this number is only that high because Democrats have more trust in the media since it caters to them largely. Among Republicans, trust in the media is only 12%. 12%. Republicans see journalists as biased, elitist, dishonest, and unrelatable. And that's mostly true. Journalism leans left and has gone hard left in the last 20 years. Instead of speaking truth to power, it became the power, or at least joined its ranks. And now many Americans, rightfully, feel like it's just the PR department of the Democratic Party. But the most popular, most mainstream outlet is Fox News because for a long time, it was the only game in town for anyone who wasn't a Democrat. Because of this, all by itself, Fox is more powerful than the rest of mainstream media. Here's what's crazy, though. According to most Americans, all of them are failing. None of them are trustworthy. It's not like Americans are straight up abandoning the news. They're migrating. They're coming here to places like Two-Way. About a third of Americans report that they use podcasts for news the way people a generation ago used CNN or Fox News. And over a half of them say that they trust the information they get. There's another reason why mainstream media is absolutely doomed, and it's because the decline in public opinion is way more than just red team versus blue team. Their audience is aging and not being replaced. Young Americans are leading the exodus. For them, indifference toward the media is practically unanimous, regardless of political orientation. They're abandoning traditional media and going to social media. We all know this. TikTok has become a news machine. In 2020, 3% got the news there. Today, it's 20%. Among 18 to 29-year-olds, it jumped from 9% in 2020 to 43% today. I'm not necessarily saying this is better. In fact, it might be worse, but it's happening either way. When an average Joe Rogan experience gets 10 times more than the views than an average CNN show gets, what does the term mainstream media even mean anymore? What does journalist mean? Elon said, you are the media now. We are all the media in one way or another. Who qualifies as a journalist and what counts as news?